Hello, and welcome to an overview of our syllabus for this class, English 120, Reading and Writing 1. I'll be your instructor. My name's Dr. Iris Jamal Dunkel. You can call me Dr. Dunkel. And I do have office hours I want you to be aware of. They're on Mondays and Wednesdays from 9:30 to 11. And my office is located at 1031 in office number F. So when you walk into the English department, which is in the second floor of the 1000 building, you go to the left around and you'll find my office. The best way to reach me is via email. My email is idunkel@napavalley.edu, and you can see it right here. Just expect to use that a lot. There's a link here to our Blackboard online class. This is where you should be going at least 3 times a week, if not more. There's a description here of our class that is exactly from the catalog. We are in a 4-unit class, which means that 3 of those units are about the online class that in the Blackboard environment, and 1 unit will be about comp class. Comp class is where we're going to be learning how to research and how to write research papers. So you'll have a second environment that you'll be going to, and there's a link on the left-hand side of the navigation on our Blackboard class. But I'll be giving you a full tour and orientation a couple weeks into the class. You have required text for this class. You are required to have a copy of the Conscious Reader. That's our main reader. We're also going to be reading a book called Life on the Colorline, the true story of a white boy who discovered he was black. And as I mentioned before, you're going to need access to Bedford St. Martin's online Your Comp Class environment. So by the end of this class, you should be able to think, read, and write critically about a variety of ethical, civic, and intercultural issues. Write unified, coherent, well-supported, and grammatically correct documents, while also demonstrating adequate research skills, including locating, evaluating, integrating, and documenting sources using discipline-appropriate styles such as MLA. Our objectives are very similar. You're going to learn to recognize and understand the relationship between critical reading, critical thinking, and the writing process. You're going to discuss ideas and work collaboratively, as you build written responses regarding issues of domestic and international culture. So what you're going to be doing is we're going to be reading text in our reader, and you're going to be having classroom discussions inside of our discussion forum about these texts. You're going to learn how to actively read, and you're going to display that ability within these discussion forums. You're also going to be keeping a journal, which we'll talk later about. You're going to need to demonstrate that you understand all parts of the writing process. That includes pre-writing, which we're going to go over, the actual creating a thesis and an outline, and then creating a draft, and then creating a final draft off of that. You're going to need to demonstrate the ability to plan, organize, and write in-class essays. We will be doing an in-class essay. You're going to demonstrate an ability to read, comprehend, and critically analyze essays and other college-level texts as a sign. You're going to demonstrate research skills such as analyzing and evaluating sources, paraphrasing and summarizing, citing sources accurately, and synthesizing and integrating information from a variety of mediums. And you're going to demonstrate proficiency in the use of MLA manuscript and citations format. So the requirements for this course are that, number 1, you need to be able to get into your Blackboard environment, right? Number 2, you need to participate within that environment. So you're going to want to at least log in 3-4 times a week and come with the readings. You want to make sure you dive into class discussions and you come prepared so that you've already read the text before you discuss them in class. You are expected to be here present every week, and if you miss a week, you could be dropped from the course. So you need to let me know as soon as possible if you're going to be missing um, a week. Otherwise, you might automatically be dropped. But you'd have to have very extreme circumstances to be able to miss a week. So how will you be graded in this class? There are 4 main areas you're going to be graded on. The first is the essays you're going to be writing in this class, and your portfolio, which means the finished, revised version of all of those essays that you turn in at the end of the class. That's 40% of your grade. 20% of your grade are your assignments, your weekly journal, which is your reading response journal, and active reading. Your online research unit, which is comp class, that's worth 20% of your grade. And your participation, which you gain through the discussion forums, and there's information on how you'll be graded within the discussion forums, is worth 20% of your grade as well. Here's some information about assignments, about plagiarism. Plagiarism's a really big deal in an essay-based course like this one, so please make sure you don't do it. If you need accommodations, there's information here about that. Your comp class, here's all the information on how to log in, and the online requirements. This gives more details about how you'll need to check emails, postings, assignments, and announcements, and how to be successful in an online course. More information about writing. You will be expected to write 6,000 to 8,000 words in this class this semester, and you have to turn in all completed essays and your final portfolio in order to pass. So do not skimp on your writing or you will not pass this class. This just gives some details about what your draft should look like. We will be going over that as we get closer to our first assignment. Reading assignments and reading journal. You will be responsible for reading before, like I said, before you go to the forums, the online forums. And you will be expected to keep a weekly journal. That is part of the journal is electronic and it's part of our class environment. But I will provide more details about that in week 2 when we begin our journals. So here is our schedule. You want to print this out and have it available. We will stick to this mostly, but every once in a while there may be some variations. So make sure you log into Blackboard, and that's your main. That will tell you every week what's expected of you. But this gives you kind of an overview of the entire semester, and you'll see for week 1. We're going to be reading Stephen King's essay on writing. So that's it about your. That's the overview about this document. I would appreciate it if you could spend some time reading through it, and please send me an email if you have any questions. I'll see you guys soon.